name is Jayant. I study in grade 5. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Jan. I post math videos, and through my videos I share the concepts with you. Today we are going to learn about Roman numerals. What are we going to learn in Roman numerals? We are going to learn the symbols used for writing the Roman numerals, the rules for writing Roman numerals. Then we learn how to write Roman numerals, convert them into numbers and vice versa. Let's get started. So first, let us learn the symbols for writing Roman numerals. Now, what is Roman numerals? Like we have a normal set of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that, we have another set of numbers called Roman numerals where we write 7 letters. Numbers are written by the 7 letters I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Now let us see what each of these stand for. I stands for 1, V stands for 5, X stands for 10, L stands for 50, C stands for 100, D stands for 500 and M stands for 1000. So how do we write 2? How do we write 3? How do we write 4? So now let us learn the rules for writing the Roman numerals. So now let us learn the rules for writing Roman numerals. So our first rule is when a number is repeated, they are added. So if we repeat a number 2 times, for example, we repeat I and I. So this is I plus I that is equal to 1 plus 1, that gives us 2. So now let us see, there are a few points also that we should remember. So symbols can't be repeated more than 3 times. So we can't repeat I 4 times. This is not allowed because symbols can't be repeated more than 3 times. Now V and D cannot be repeated. Like how we repeated I, we can't repeat V, this is not allowed. Like this we can't repeat L, nor can we repeat D. So only I, X, C, M can be repeated. Like I, X, X, C, and M. Now let us move on to our next rule. So now let us know our second rule. If a smaller number is written on the right of a bigger number, they are added. So what does this mean? If a smaller number, let us take the smaller number as I, is written on the right of a bigger number. Let's take the bigger number as V. So here the smaller number I is written on the right of the bigger number V. So this means that they are added. So Vi is going to be V plus I. So over here V is 5 and then I is 1. So once we add this up, we get 6. Now let us solve a last example to support this rule. Let's take XXII. So XXII means that we have to add all of them. So if 2 numbers are repeated and behind them also there are 2 numbers, we add them all up together. So XXII, that's 10 plus 10, 20, plus 1 plus 1, that's 2. So 20 plus 2 gives us 22. Now let us know our third rule. If a smaller number is written on the left of a bigger number, we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Let us take the smaller number as I. That is written on the left of a bigger number. Let us take the bigger number as V. So the I is written on the left of V. So we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So we are going to do V minus I. Now V minus I is 5 minus 1. This gives us 4. Now let us solve another example. For example, we are given IX. x is 10 and I is 1. So we are going to do x minus I, that is 10 minus 1, and we are going to get 9. So now let us know our fourth rule, that is the last rule. If a smaller number is written in between two bigger numbers, we subtract it from the number on the right and add that with the number on the left. What does this mean? Let us take the smaller number as I, that is written in between two bigger numbers. So let us take one as x and one as v. So we subtract it from the number on the right. So this I is subtracted from v. So v minus I is 5 minus 1, that gives us 4. So it is 4. And we have to add this with the number on the left, that is x. So x is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Let us solve another example. For example, our number is x, x, I, x. So over here, I is smaller. So we subtract I from x. So x minus I is 9. Now we have to add this with the numbers on the left. X, x, that is 10 plus 10, that is 20. So 20 plus 9 gives us 29. If you remember that there was a rule, if a smaller number is written on the left of a bigger number, we subtract it from the bigger number, that is 5 minus 1, that gives us 4. But if we have to write 49, we are given IL. IL is not allowed. IV is allowed, IX is allowed. IL is not allowed, IC is not allowed. So now let us see what number can we write behind what. So I can be written behind V and X only. So IV is allowed, IX is allowed. IL, IC, IB, IM is not allowed. Now X can be written only behind L and C. So we can write XL and XC. You can't write XT, nor can you write XM. Now C can be written behind D and behind M. So CD is allowed and CM is allowed. Now you might be wondering, what can we write V behind? What can we write L behind? And what can we write D behind? So we can't write VLD behind anything. So VX, nothing like this is allowed. So now let's see which of the following numbers don't exist. Does IX exist? Yes, we can write I behind X, so it exists. XD, can we write X behind D? No. We cannot write X behind D, we can only write it behind L and C. Now DM, does DM exist? D can't be written behind any number, this also does not exist. CM, can we write C behind M? Yes, we can write C behind M. Now can we write XL? Yes, X can be written behind L and C. And now XC is also allowed. CD, are we allowed to write CD? Yes, C can be written behind D. Now can we write IC? No, I can be written only behind V and X. So even this is wrong because I can't be written behind M. Now can we write VL? No, V can't be written behind any number. So now let us convert Roman numerals to numbers. So let's see, X, X, V, I. How do we write this as a number? So over here what we need to do, X, X, V, I, is X plus V plus I because none of the other smaller numbers is written on the left of a bigger number. So X plus V plus I is 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1. So 10 plus 10 is 20 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1 is 7. 20 plus 7 gives us 27. Now let us try solving these. So X, L, I, V. X is smaller than L. So this is L minus X. that is 50 minus 10, that is 40 plus IV. So IV is V minus I, that is 5 minus 1, that gives us 4. So this adds up to give us 44. Now next number LXXXIII. Over here L is 50 plus XXX is 3 times. So you know 3 times X is 30 plus I. So it's 1 plus 1 plus 1, that gives us 3. So 50 plus 30 is 80. 80 plus 3 gives us 83. Now let us solve our next example. CXCIX. So C is 100 plus XC. So X is smaller than C. C minus X is 100 minus 10. That gives us 90. Plus IX. IX is X minus I. 10 minus 1. That gives us 9. So 100 plus 90 plus 9 gives us 199. Now you might be wondering, why can't we write this number as CIC? Now I cannot be written behind C. That is why 99 is written as XCIX. Now let us solve our last example. DCCCXIII. D is 500 plus C 3 times. 100 plus 100 plus 100 is 300 plus XIII. That is 10, 11, 12, 13. So 500 plus 30, 300 plus 13. This gives us 813. So now let us convert the numbers to Roman numerals. So 44. You know that 44 is 40 plus 4. Now 40 can be written as 50 minus 10 and 4 can be written as 5 minus 1. So over here 50 minus 10 is L minus X. So to subtract we have to write XL and 5 minus 1, that is 4. 5 is V and 1 is I. Now why are we writing like this? Why can't we write LXVI? Because if you have to subtract, then we have to write the smaller number on the left of the bigger number. Now let us write 78. 78 is 70 plus 8. So 70 is, L plus X plus X. 70 is 50 plus 10 plus 10. That is LXX. Now this 8 is V5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 78 is LXXVIII. Now 91. 91 is 90 plus 1. 90 is 100 minus 10. So 100 minus 10, well, I have to write the smaller number first. 10 is X and 100 is C. So X is 90. Now we have to write 1. Now we have to write 154. So 100 is C. Now 50 is L. 4 is 5 minus 1. That is IV. And last example, 789. 700 plus 80 plus 9. So 700 is 500 plus 100 plus 100. This is 700. Now we have to write 80. So 80 is L, X, X, X. So this is 780. Now our 9 is 10 minus 1. We have to write the bigger number first. And that is why we are writing IX. Hope you understood what is Roman numerals, how do we write Roman numerals, how do we convert Roman numerals to numbers and numbers to Roman numerals. Thank you.